For you, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Very good. So, what's your name?
My name is Natalie Teplitsky.
Oh, hi, Natalie.
Hi.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Portland, Oregon, and I already talked like maybe a month ago about Shenyun Symphony Orchestra.
Yes, we actually did have a response from other people, and some musical schools will be bringing their children to see the performance in San Francisco Symphony Davis Hall. Davis Symphony Hall in San Francisco, which happening October 22nd, coming soon.
Yes, correct. So, Shenyun Symphony Orchestra already kicked off its 7-city tour at the Kennedy Center Concert Hall in Washington, D.C. on September 27th. And right now in New York City, in Carnegie Hall, they're playing two concerts, a matinee one and a night one. So there are already many responses from the audience.
Yes, that's very good. And I know that you're coming all the way from Portland. Is that correct?
Oh, sure, yeah. It's closer to come to San Francisco than to go to New York or Washington, D.C. Yeah, I will definitely come. And as a reporter from the Epoch Times, I will be interviewing people as well.
And Epoch Times, yes, it's familiar newspaper as they interview me in the past before I became media myself, and now I'm like your co-partners, I guess, or collaborator.
Good. You know, I don't remember if I said that Shenyun Symphony Orchestra consists of over 100 musicians, 4 conductors, and famous bel canto singers. So when they performed both in Washington, D.C. and today in Carnegie Hall, they received 4 encores and a 10-minute standing ovation from the crowd that literally lifted the roof. So the success is enormous.
Okay. Did you ever hear the performance of Shenyun Orchestra before?
Oh, I did. Actually, the internationally renowned violinist Joshua Bell, you know about him for sure.
Yes.
He was so moved by Shenyun Orchestra that he said that he would like to adapt some of its music to the violin so that he too may play it. So he said that he was particularly taken with the traditional 2-stringed Chinese violin, which is called erhu. He said that was one of my favorite things. I thought it was very beautiful. Her sound is very emotional. So if you have, by any chance, do you have the music from Ladies from the Magic Court?
Yes, we have
great.
that. We can definitely find it. Now we have internet back, and thanks God we have internet, and thanks to all of the engineers and people who actually made it happen. That's why I always support technology, because I know it's going to help us.
Great. Will you play this music?
Yes. Would you please stay with me online so we continue with our conversation? So,
sure.
As I know, it's we do receive phone calls from different states and countries, and it would be nice to talk to you a little bit more who you are and what do you do besides writing for Epoch Times, and what's helping you to be an immigrant in America. I believe you have some tiny little accent just like me. So stay with me, and we're gonna listen music which is ready to play.
Okay, great.
It's Shenyun Symphony Orchestra.
That was very short piece for whatever reason. So we continue. Тимур, позвони на мой телефон, селфон. Just be sure that like it's only 100% because difficulty is still getting something high. There we go. Good. Yeah, it's А можно другое то же самое открыть, дорогая, здесь только одна страница, мне нужно еще другую страницу такую же открыть, тут не все указано. Нашла. Замечательно. Спасибо. And so we're coming back live on air, and we still have phone call from Portland, Oregon. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
So
How did you like this music?
absolutely love it. And you know, I grew up in Russia, and classical music was played always. And this is good quality sound, and I can hear so many musical instruments like old-fashioned, I would say, right? Would you call them old-fashioned or old?
No, it's eternally alive classical music.
Yeah, but then they have those instruments from, I don't know, hundreds of years ago.
Oh, you mean Chinese and instruments, yeah.
Yes.
But the majority is a Western orchestra.
Right.
So yeah. So it is where East met West, you know. And one person just wrote to us, he wrote it was totally energizing. It was inspiring. And he wrote it a must listen to. But quite frankly, it was more than just listening. We were sort of in the palm of their hands. We were on the edge of our seats. Yeah. So, and there are so many like feedback of this kind.
And it's only in 7 cities. This is first times they playing on their own orchestra. Is that correct? They don't have performance of dancers and singers this time?
No, this time is just a tour of major cities with a full-size orchestra, even more than full-size. You know, 100 musicians you won't find in every symphonic orchestra.
Right. I would like to be sure that we can get maybe a couple of tickets for our people who can help us to learn more about Shenyun Orchestra, and if they call us with more information or send me email, which can be found at my website, olga-show.com. You can send information to me, or perhaps Shenyun Orchestra directly. Do you have that website ready to tell us where they can buy tickets?
Website, but I will gladly, we will gladly provide you with tickets too. But
that would be very nice, because I'm pretty sure that those who really love classical music or who would like to learn, they would like to visit the concert, because like I said, we already have families who called us in and sent emails and said, yes, we have been practicing music. And actually it's interesting that a lot of Russian speaking teachers in musical schools here, and they have a lot of Asian students who learn how to play a violin, piano, and they take a lot of lessons, and that's very nice to see. So
yeah, and both, you know, China and Russia have very, you know, very deep understanding of music, and they teach their kids, both Russians and Chinese.
Right, they have definitely good understanding and play. They like to play the music too, and it requires a lot of discipline to play such a wonderful deep sound of any notes putting together, because you kind of add your personality into it. That's why I think when I hear Shenyun Orchestra, because heard their performances before. I went to ballet many times. They have concert performances in the past in San Francisco and in San Jose. And when I was sitting in orchestra seats, I felt like I'm in the action myself. I'm doing something in that old theater. And I would bring my friends, and some would be refusing to go. They said, well, we never saw ballet. I'm like, that's very strange. You should be, because you are Russian. And I was very glad that they actually visited with me. That was first time they went, and they were so impressed that they're going with me again to go to symphony concert on 22nd of October. So that's nice. Good influence by Shenyun Orchestra and their performers.
Yeah, it's really very uplifting and inspiring. It's what I've heard from many people. So their website actually is http://symphony.shenyun.com.
Very good. And tell me about yourself. Which city did you come from to America?
I came from Ukraine, the city of Kharkov.
Kharkov.
Yeah. It's a big city, actually. It was the capital of Ukraine before World War II.
And tell me, are you a musician yourself? You coming all the way from Portland to listen to the orchestra live?
No, I am just a great fan of Shenyun. I am not a musician. I used to be a scientist like you.
Yeah, that's you're a chemist, is that correct? Because last time I remember...
Chemist for many, many years. Here I worked in medicine, and but finally I became a reporter with the Epoch Times, and I think, I found myself. But what is the most important thing which kind of changed my life here in America? It's when I found a spiritual discipline known as Falun Dafa. It is very popular around the world. 100+ million people are practicing it in more than 120 countries in the world. It is a self-practice system that combines ancient Chinese teachings with meditation exercises. It has a heritage dating back thousands of years, when it existed as teachings passed down secretly from one master to one disciple for generations. But in 1992, we were lucky that it was introduced to the public by the founder, Li Hongzhi. So practicing Falun Dafa is more than just meditation. It is a state of mind oriented toward self-betterment and living by 3 basic principles: truthfulness, compassion, forbearance. All these principles were really unfamiliar to me because I was raised in atheist communist country, and as you know, there is much in common between Chinese Communist Party and Communist Party of the Soviet Union, And so I was an atheist, I was a materialist, but all my life I kind of, inside myself, I was looking for, something really spiritual, the spiritual side of life. And I found it, and I actually explored many religions, many philosophies. I practiced yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, you just name it. But only Falun Dafa opened up my mind, my heart. So I've been practicing it for 13 years, and it is the best thing I actually encountered in my life, and it helped me here to
adjust, to stay here, find yourself, perhaps?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, like 100 million people, it's such a huge number, In our day and age, people won't just practice something that it is not very effective. So it has a huge effect on your health, state of mind, and like many, many things, many people who were on the brink of death came back to health if they really practiced Falun Dafa. many just, got rid of bad habits and just became happy people. But unfortunately, in 1999, thousands of practitioners of Falun Dafa were arrested, and the official persecution began in China. So, it was impossible even to imagine that, this very benign, very peaceful practice was persecuted. It was launched by then Chinese Communist Party chairman Jiang Zemin. He felt threatened by the sheer number of practitioners, which was around 100 million people. The practitioners of Falun Dafa didn't see their spiritual practice as being in conflict with the government, but Jiang saw them as a threat. So the party's goal of eradicating Falun Dafa through violence has proven futile. It's been going on for 14 years, but there are more and more practitioners joining it, both in China. Sure, it's underground in China, but in all other countries it's flourishing.
Okay, and how that personally helped you? So when you found yourself, you came to another country, and how it's helped you to live here in America?
Well, it's actually, I think I might have found it in Russia too, because there are so many people practicing in Russia now. But it happened to me here, so I'm very thankful to find it here, because the number of practitioners in America is huge, really huge. So, there is a goal in my life now. It's self-cultivation. It's reaching highest states of awareness. It is like trying to do good for all people, not only for oneself. Our society, unfortunately here too, is very materialistic. So fame, gain, money, most people only think about it. They don't care what happens to their neighbors, to other countries, and so on. So I think this very uplifting and open and eye-opening practice is very beneficial for everyone in every country.
Great. So I know that we will have commercial break, and I hope to hear from you in the Russian-speaking program, which I have from 7 to 9 p.m. I have guests who come in from 7 to 8, so you can listen us at u923fm.com, or even find us on Ustream. We have actually a Russian girl who became an international figure skaters champion, so she will be presenting here with her family, come and talk about her life. She's 15 years old girl, and practicing with our famous figure skaters here, and we will know more from 7 to 8. But if you can call us after 8 o'clock, I would be happy to hear from you, and we can play the music for our Russian-speaking people and invite them again to come and join Shenyun Orchestra.
Great, it will be my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Natalie. And you listen Olga Show live on air, 92.3 FM. You can call us at 408-912-5265. Olga Show from you to you, here every Saturday night. We speak English from 6 to 7 p.m. and from 7 to 9 we try not to forget Russian language with you. And if you want to learn, please join us too. We're gonna be here with you from 7 to 9 as well tonight.